come on in, pull up a chair and take a load off, because today I'll be unboxing and taking a first look at Nex War Vietnam from GMT Games. And I will crack this puppy open right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, I am going to be unboxing and taking a deep dive into Nex War Vietnam in just a moment. But first, I do want to mention, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because not only will it let you know when I upload videos such as this, I'll also let you know when my live stream airs Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube as I bring you the latest in tabletop gaming news. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit my home website, thegaminggang.com. All right, we are going to be taking a look at the Nex War Vietnam from GMT Games. It's designed by Mitchell Land with art provided by Mark Simonich. It is a game for 1 or 2 players, ages 14 and up, plays in a minimum of about 4 hours. I believe there are various different scenarios. It could run as long as 20 hours, I believe. And it is available right now from our pals over at GMT Games for $89. Let's swing on over to the other camera, because here we've got Nex War Vietnam. This is the 5th entry in the Nex War series. And I do believe if you have Nex War Taiwan as well as Nex War Korea, or either one of those two, you'll actually be able to combine them with Nex War Vietnam. So I believe we're going to see some rules inside as far as how to do that as well. So taking a look at the back here, it is medium complexity. For the standard game, there's an advanced game that's an 8. So the complexity levels for GMT releases tend to be rated a little low. They tend to lowball, I think, in my opinion. So it's probably is pretty meaty as far as most hex encounter war games would go. This does have a pretty good solitaire suitability as well. So I'm not going to read all the text off the back, but I will take a look at a little bit of it. For over 2,000 years, the Chinese have tried to dominate their neighbors to the south. The last time was 1979, when the PRC invaded Vietnam in response to the latter's invasion and occupation of Cambodia. That war lasted about 4 weeks before China withdrew, having declared its mission accomplished. Now the old foes are at it once again, sparring over the resource-rich areas of the South China Sea. Both sides have been slowly edging toward the precipice of war. That day has now come. All right, let's get this shrink wrap off, and we are going to dive on into Nex War Vietnam. Gotta say, this series is Gene Billingsley's baby. He is the designer of this system, and I know he really loves the Nex War series. He really pushed very, very strongly to get this made. All right, so we got a rule book. Looks like we got a oh, there's the series rules. These are the game-specific rules. Let's look at the standard rules first, and then we will come back to the game-specific rules. So we're just going to kind of dive on in here a little bit and see what we've got. So we've got an introduction to the series, sequence of play, weather, initiative, air power, air superiority, sea control, and naval rules. If I remember correctly, I think it was Nex War Taiwan that kind of got a bit heavier into the naval aspects of this series. So just kind of moving on through real quick. We've got combat, reinforcements, replacements. Got optional rules here, the advanced game series rules. Talking about supply and special operations forces, detection. I will be the first to admit that this is not the sort of game that I am able to get to the table. I'm very honest up front about that because I just don't have anybody to play with as far as games that are this crunchy as far as conflict simulations. But I know the Nex War series is very, very popular out there. It's just, unfortunately, I don't see myself actually being able to get a review of this out there anytime soon. I can tell you that right now. All right, so all in all, we've got 44 pages of rules. We got an identification chart index, and looks like we've got a player aid for naval movement. So that is the standard and advanced series rules. Now we've got the game specific rules. Let's take a look at these. Kind of dive on in here. So we get an introduction. Once again, talking about the units and weather, movement, strategic displays, combat and reinforcements, isolation, air power, theater warfare assets. Get in some optional rules, the UN resolution and automatic victory. We've got advanced rules for diplomacy. Then we get into the scenarios here. How many scenarios do we have? So it says we've got standard and advanced. So these are the standard scenarios. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, the gates of Hanoi. So we've got 4 standard, then we've got the advanced scenarios. And it looks as if, is the advanced scenario just, no, I was going to say, is it just one big, like, kind of campaign game? Because here we have tactical surprise, extended buildup. It looks like those are the 2 advanced. We've got orders of battle notes. There we go, combining Nex War Vietnam, Nex War Taiwan, and Nex War Korea. As I had mentioned earlier, there are rules for you to combine these into just a big South China Sea kind of campaign. It's pretty wild. And then we get some designer notes as well to finish up, and then a sea control summary. So original Crisis Korea 1995 design, Gene Billingsley. I told you, that was the first of the Nex War series. I think it was Korea. I know we had Poland. I'm trying to remember what the third one is. Okay, so we've got a large paper map or board, but this has been treated. That's why you can see a bit of a sheen on it. This isn't just paper. So we'll kind of give you an idea here. It looks like it's probably 8 panels. I will actually show that off in just a minute. So these are top panels here with China. And then into Vietnam. We also have some Laos here. There's Hanoi. Yep, there we go. So it is 4 panels wide. So we've got up here again, we've got the Gulf of Tonkin. And that is the map. I know I always say I'm a fan of mounted maps, mounted boards, but I do understand a lot of people out there really do like the paper maps instead, especially if they live someplace with a lot of humidity, because then they don't have to worry about the boards warping at all. A lot of people just take a piece of plexiglass or glass and just put it on top, just like you would with this. This is where we're going to have all the goodies going on here. This is to a bunch of things to be tracking your info with. So we've got an operational map as well. So it's not just everything that's going on in the mainland. We also have this area here as well. Very cool. Very nice. And now we are going to get into probably quite a few counter sheets. Let's see what we've got here. We have actually a few, and then we've got some player aids here. So we'll take a look at those in a sec. We've got a couple of 10-sided dice because the combat resolution system uses 10-sided die. Let's take a look at these counter sheets. And of course, it looks like we've got the NATO iconography on here. Dual-sided, of course. So we've got those. We're going to have quite a few different nationalities in here as well. So I'm taking a guess. This is probably the Vietnamese. This is probably the Chinese. I can tell that's the U.S. The blue here is the French. This might be, this could be Great Britain. I'm not sure. Looks like this is Australia. All right, take a look at the next one here. And then we've got some control markers. These look like these are more just simply informational counters here. It's got clearings. This looks like this is control marker here. Detected, area detected, out of supply, destroyed. Yep, there we go. All right, so we've got these 4 counter sheets. Let's take a look here. We should have quite a few. Looks like the player aids. So we've got standard air defense fire, standard game air points. Okay, so these are the standard and advanced game tables. Do you have 2 copies of those or just 1? Looks like we just got 1. Yeah. But here's the weird thing. Okay, so it's standard and advanced game tables. Got that, but then we've got more standard. Oh no, these are just advanced game tables. So we've got Special Operations Forces CRT. Got Advanced Air Defense Fire, Advanced Air Combat. But we do have 2 copies of this. So we've got a couple of copies of this aid. So 1 for each of the players. We have a strike effects table. And a master allied reinforcement chart. Does that also mean we've got 1 for the Chinese? Maybe not. Okay. All right. We've got standard game sequence of play. Advanced game air defense resolution. Kind of strange that we see some stuff where it's like, this is the standard game. And then on the back side of this, we have the advanced game, where I would have thought that maybe you just have the standard game stuff all together on these different sheets here, right? So this is standard and advanced game tables. That was the one we took a look at before. So we've got the advanced sequence of play. Quite a lot going on. Quite a lot to take into account. So we've got terrain effects. This we do have 2 copies of. So we've got the terrain and our combat results table, or CRT. It's like we've got a die roll modifier track as well there. So we've got a couple of these. And then finally, we have a game information display. And I'm sure this is just single-sided because you would be putting counters on here. Yep. All right. So we've got all the various different player aids. Put all these back on in here. The 4 counter sheets. We've got, I think this is like supposed to be our combat display. Then we've got our game map, our game board. We've got our game specific rules, as well as the standard and advanced series rules. And that's what we find when we take everything from Nex War Vietnam outside the box. So let's swing back over to the other camera, because, as I mentioned before, really crunchy conflict simulation games, I don't really get any opportunities to play these. I got to be honest, I don't have time to get like a solitaire game, like a 5-6 hour solitaire game, just to kind of get an idea. And I know a vast majority of people out there are more concerned with how does the 2-player game play as opposed to just a solitaire game. What I will be doing is I will be sending this to a good home. So I would recommend keep your eyes peeled on my live stream that airs Monday through Thursday nights, and I will share with you how you can win this. I will also put it out on Twitter. I'll put the contest out there on Twitter as well within the next few days. So you should be sure to follow me at The Gaming Gang. That is my Twitter handle. And you'll find out how you can get into the running to win a copy. I think I'll make it a Twitter contest. So you'll be able to win my copy of Nex War Vietnam. All right, that's it for this time out. Once again, let me remind you, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because not only will it let you know when I upload videos such as this, it'll also inform you when my live stream airs Monday through Thursdays right here on YouTube as I bring you the tabletop gaming news of the day. All right, as I have been closing out all my videos during this never-ending pandemic, I certainly do hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. See you next time. Oh, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, click right here to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to check out a recent episode of the live show, click up here or roll the dice and see what YouTube recommends by clicking right here. And of course, once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks for watching. And gang, please wear masks and stay safe.